Hiya folks, how you doing? Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I have finally picked up the DLC, so I figured it would be fun to do a Let's Play using the DLC. This is, for those who don't know, the DLC was released at the same time as the 1.0 version of the game and brings three new biomes. Um, I've been enjoying the tropical one, but there's also this Siberian one, which yeah, it's cold. Like it's Siberian. We're in May. It's 2 degrees. Their starting date is in May because that's when the snow finishes. Usually in the game, the snow finishes in February, but in the Siberia biome, it's May. So things are going to be really cold. I did a test game and I tried it out and it didn't go well. I vastly underestimated or overestimated how um, yeah how effective the heating plants would be in this biome. In case anyone's wondering, if you are wondering about the play along tutorial series, I am planning to go back to that. I've burnt myself out a little bit with all those doing all those videos in such a short amount of time, so I figured it would be better to take a break from that, do some unedited videos because I don't like editing. It takes so long. It's such hard work. But I really enjoy talking to the microphone while playing. So I figured I'll do a unedited video series as a little treat to myself. So yeah, mostly this is going to be a bog standard playthrough. We're on full realistic mode. Uh, we're on a map with I think 48% water, and then at like 32% hills. The maximum that you can get from those combined is 80%. So that's what we've gone for. This is going to be our starting area. There's only one other. Where is it? There it is. There's only one other Soviet customs on the map, which is over here. It doesn't have an electricity connection, so we can't use that. That's not going to be a thing. But this is quite an interesting starting place. We've got like a little area here, one more, one more, one more, and one more, all connected, and then possibly this island as well. So we could put like individual different bits in here, like an industry area, and then a city, and then a heating and logistics area, etc. So I've not really planned out what I'm going to do. There's also interesting because we've got two foreign power connections, so that'll make it really easy to make power plants our income. We could build like even two we can build like a coal power plant and just export everything and still be able to import electricity for the rest of our republic, ensuring that we have a steady supply. That's my favourite thing to do with power plants, like trying to send the power directly to your own network is just it's doable, but it involves a lot of like you have to be absolutely sure you're not going to have any interruptions. Whereas if you just export it and then import it again, you don't even have to deal with that. So yeah, the other thing on the map is I've got the terrain height set to maximum, so it's not too much of an issue in our starting area. But as you saw where we were looking at the start of the video, as we move out into the islands later on in the game, that's going to be a whole thing. We're going to have to deal with that quite a lot. But yeah, let's just start getting. I want to like before we even start getting our construction set up, and I want to start think about our. I want to think about our structure. So let's just assume we're going to have a main road. I'm going to put this quite close to the border, kind of intentionally. Um, Maybe up to here at least. Put this on as well, just because I want to keep track of where that mountain is. So I'll bring that here, and the reason I want to put that close to the border is, we'll go to like here. Yeah, because that way we can put our industry there and then have a junction onto there. We can put our city here and have a junction on there, and we're not just going straight through the we're not just charging straight through the middle of our city with all our trucks and stuff. That should hopefully keep things relatively uncongested. We only have this one railway thing on the whole entire map. I guess we might have a couple of railway things up here, but yeah, this is the only place we're going to be able to get a train to the border. So maybe we won't even use trains at all, or if we do, just for passengers. We've got so much coastline, and that is like relatively easy to get off the side of the map with ships. So that might be our solution for anything we need to do in bulk. But yeah, let's think about here. So I'm thinking this is probably a good place for our city, on this little peninsula bit, because that way we can send buses this way, we can send buses that way, we can send buses across our bridge here if we want to do stuff down there. Um, yeah, I guess as I said, I want to make our industry like probably a coal power plant, and if because that way if we put the city here, we can put a heating plant here and a coal plant next to it, and then just send all the power out through this one, and then use this one as our import. So I'm thinking I'll probably just build this here. I stopped here because I was thinking about the railway, and I was thinking about, do I want to not block that? But I think we can just build across there, and then we can remove this later on if we need to, or replace it with a bridge that goes over there if we decide we're going to use trains after all. But yeah, let's just send this away over here. We'll do a little sneaky diagonal, and then we'll point this right up the middle here. And then whatever we put in here, I don't know, we can just keep going down here and just like assume that this is going to be the central location. This island would make a really good like large industrial place. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much. Let's connect some dots. Yeah, I don't know how much population we're actually going to be able to get on this starter area. Uh, I mean, we could get stacks and stacks. Like, I think I proved that point with the space constraints video. Um, well, the second part of the space constraints video, which I don't think I've uploaded, I don't think it's going to go up before this one. But, and spoiler alert, in the second part of the space constraints video, I go onto that same peninsula that I built a functional city on, and I tried to put as many people on that peninsula as possible. And I got to like 7,000 people just on that tiny place with all the services still on that peninsula. So, um, like, needless to say, if we wanted to, we could absolutely put like 100,000 people around here if we really pushed it. Yeah. And that's probably worth mentioning as well. Actually, is this is going to be a modded playthrough. I do have a bunch of mods installed. Um, Recently, hang on. Purple dots are the enemy. They betrayed the awesomeness of the color of purple. Um, Maybe just do that. Yeah, cool. I think like this gives us a bit of structure, and then we can just go down here. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, this is a modded playthrough. I've got a bunch of mods installed. I recently installed a whole bunch of road vehicle mods, which isn't something I usually bother with. Um, yeah, usually I don't bother with road vehicle mods because there's plenty of vanilla ones. But I thought let's try it. I'm not sure if I regret that decision or not yet. So yeah, we'll see. Um, but yeah, that should give us a kind of bypass so that if we put like a shop here or something, and the main city down here. We don't have to worry about people coming all the way through. So that should be good. And yeah, I guess we should do the. I guess we should connect these up. I'll just connect that up kind of roughly, and connect that one up kind of roughly, and I think we want to split our construction offices between both sides. Construction office 3. Do I want to put them there? No, I don't want to put them there. I want to make a road that I can just keep as dirt, without interrupting, so that we can upgrade that road into gravel as one big piece. So 1, 2, 3, and then I want probably 1, 2, 3, and then I'll put one more down here as well, because the mechanism ones it doesn't matter what they're near. Where are we? Here we are. So, they're too close together. Usually that would be fine. Yeah, it works when we just place it, but it doesn't work. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, just connect that there, and we'll just use the auto connection. There we go. We would also like some fuel stations, so gas station 3, and gas station 3. Just chuck that in the corner. Fine. And since we've got more space over here, we'll make the distribution office be here. Let's chuck that in there. And we need a vehicle. I'll put on workshop items on just so I can show you how many ridiculous amount of mod vehicles I installed. I went searching for collections and just installed everything, and then I went back and uninstalled anything that was a tank because I don't want tanks. Yeah, so total capacity would usually be that, but we don't need 100 tons of oil. That's just way overkill. That one I want to make sure, this one's probably our best bet for high volume stuff because it goes 78 kilometers an hour and it's got 12 tons. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I don't know why it looks all rusty when we're buying it brand new, but that's fine. The model year is only 2 years ago as well, so it shouldn't look all rusty. But yeah, that's fine. We'll live with it. And just standard setup. With get these fuel stations loaded up 40%. Why not? Yeah. Why are you looking rusty? Because we've got maintenance on. There's a mechanic that'll make things look rusty as they get worn, and yeah. So I guess that mod was probably made before that. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have made that decision. But yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, okay. Let's start filling up these. I wanna make this one our dumpers because they will take up a lot of space and time in the construction office. So we'll make that there. Let's go here. There are dumpers, and I kind of like this one. It takes 40 tons. It's a bit like the BZ, but it's slightly faster and significantly more higher capacity with the price to match, and twice the engine power, so it's going to use so much more fuel. So we'll just grab a couple of them, and then I'll grab a couple of the smaller ones, the T138, just for efficiency's sake. I don't think the what do you call it? The construction offices are smart enough to send smaller trucks to when appropriate. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. If we decide that these slower trucks aren't a good idea later on, we can always repurpose those for delivering coal to our heating plant and to our coal power plant when we eventually get round to building that. Um, this one is going to be bulldozers, I think. Probably only a couple of bulldozers. I've got this one. I get. I guess it looks a bit like a tank, but like it's a bulldozer. It should have tracks. Maybe it's like a repurposed one, but I like this one. It's better than the vanilla one. It's significantly more expensive, so yeah, I don't feel like it's super cheaty. But yeah, we'll get one of them. What else do we want over here? We'll grab here. This one will be excavators, and possibly also road cranes. I'm just going to say that there so we can do that. Yeah, because I've got this one that's. I really like the excavators that can drive themselves at normal road speeds, even though it's significantly less effective than the like tracked one that can only go 18 kilometers an hour. I really enjoy being able to just let them drive their own way. So we're going to get them. And the same with road cranes. I almost never use tower cranes. So yeah, what were the ones that I liked here? Um, I think it was this one, yeah. 75 kilometers an hour, 26 speed level. Yeah, loving it. Um, cool, okay. And then, well, before I always forget this. This should always be zero, in my opinion. That's a bit of a newbie trap there. Like, if you leave that as 100 and you build like half of your like all the essentials in your city, but then you've got stuff that you're wanting to build with your own people, but you've also got a heating plant that you need, then you're just setting yourself up for failure because all the people will go and try and work at the construction sites. No one will go to your bus stop, and therefore no one will get you to your heating plant, and your people will all die because they're freeze to death. um, Especially here in Siberia. So, where are you going? Oh, you're going to go and deliver some fuel over there. Okay, so the, just to avoid those sitting idle, I'm gonna upgrade like this and this. In fact, all these to gravel. That leaves a clear way for them to drive between the two areas, but it gives them something to do while we're doing the rest of our setup. And we're going to want all these roads on gravel apart from the kind of offshoots for the construction offices. This one's going to be for workers, and I'm going to leave that with no auto search and just manually assign that where needed. So we want buses. I really like these NISO ones. They're like the other microbuses, but they're just got that little bit extra capacity. Um, yeah, yeah, the one thing I am glad about that when installing all these vehicle mods is that it bridges the gap between microbuses and like normal buses, macro buses, if you will. There's plenty of stuff that carries like 30 or 20 passengers, whereas usually it would be like you either get 7 or 8 or you get 50. So yeah, you can really customize the amount of there. So that's going to be there. They're just going to sit idle just now because we don't have anything for workers to do yet. What else do we need? Concrete mixers, workshop items, concrete mixers. I go total capacity. You go, yeah, let's go grab the Tatra ones. Um, yeah, we're not going to have roads that allow for more than 60 kilometers an hour anytime soon anyway, so we'll just grab four of them. We're just going to stick with gravel roads. It's going to be a long time before we can really justify upgrading to asphalt roads. So that's all good. And then we want open hulls. Sorry. So 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 we definitely don't need the 63 tons or 50 tons or whatever. So we'll find one that can go as fast as our gravel roads, which is 60 kilometers an hour. Um, I think this one, 18 tons at a time. That's pretty decent. Um, and it's not super expensive for what you get. So yeah, it's basically just like using one of the normal ones you would use, but spending like 50% more for 40% more capacity. So yeah, I can live with that. And then we've got this last one. The only thing we don't have yet is a covered hull. Covered hull. I'll go for a cheap one. Do we want a cheap one? We want the cheapest one that can carry like a normal amount. I don't know. I like this one because it's got a pretty picture on the side. Let's just grab one of them. We'll let them sort themselves out with the fuel. These are all doing their thing, and let me set up some scaffolding. I mean, not scaffolding, but like bypass road type thing. It functions a bit like scaffolding, just so we can get that. Maybe I'll buy a couple more of those giant dumpers, just because we're doing so much road work. Or maybe I won't because it doesn't look like we can. It doesn't look. It doesn't look like the customs house can support any more than that anyway. So, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. But yeah, I wanna. Did I get all the nodes on here? No, I did not. Oh, man, I missed multiple of them. Uh, and I think there was one over here as well, right? Yeah, just a sneaky little spare one there. And we'll leave that one on a low priority because that's just for later in the game. And then the same on this side. These roads will be the ones that we do, the ones that we have just to keep our dumpers busy, probably. Whereas the ones inside this triangle and yeah, these ones will all be normal priority. And actually, since we're waiting for all these to get upgraded before we can start building some stuff, probably we'll do this one, put it on high priority, and then yeah, we can do that. What's this one? Oh yeah, you're just getting fuel. That's fine. Um, yeah, so yeah, I guess we should start thinking about what our city's going to look like. This is going. I'll put on high speed just for just to let some of those roads get done. Um, this crossroads is not going to be our city centre because it's a bit too close to the kind of point of the peninsula. It's going to be where it's probably going to be like the outer boundary. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. It's going to be at least in the outskirts. So we want the city centre to be around here, and you know what goes in a city centre is a bus platform of some description. 500 workers. Is that enough? It's 800, and then it jumps straight to 2000. Do I have a mod one that's got higher? Here's 1000. What does that look like? Maybe that might be a good one. Um, I don't even remember installing this. I don't know where this came from, but there's 800. I mean, 800 is fine. I don't like the ones that are one way. Bus station large, 1,000. In fact, I like this one actually. I know I just said I don't like the ones that are one way. Partly that was a lie. I do kind of like them, but like I only just discovered I like them very recently, so I'm in the habit of ignoring them. But yeah, that gives us room for a monument in this space, and a bit of queuing space for the buses that are coming in and out, which I don't think it should hopefully not be a problem, because this has got 6 spaces, and I'm hoping um, that it can have multiple vehicles moving inside at the same time. If it can't, then that's getting demolished. So take that as the threat it is, bus station. Um, yeah, what else? We'll just start doing our standard thing, right? First things first. Grab a residential building, untick get citizens. There's another newbie trap for you. I'm gonna do the buildings last. In fact, probably what we should do. I want to give this a bit. I want to give a bit of space on each side because we're gonna do like a little Y-shaped intersection at the end there, just to give our buses a little bit less slowdown. Um, but this is going to be the rough shape of our city, and we'll connect it to the roads later on. I don't want to interrupt what they're doing. Yeah, just like that. And yeah, we can figure out what's going to go where. Um, let's put this on high priority as well. I want to get that finished, just so we can start connecting our buildings up to it. So what goes in here? That's quite a wide building, which makes this quite a wide space. So maybe we want to put 2 things in here, like the hospital. Yeah, like a hospital, something that we want fairly central, but it's kind of awkward because it's like 1.5 hospitals wide. Not that we would put more than one hospital, but you know what I mean. Do you? Maybe you know what I mean. Maybe you don't. But yeah, like a hospital, some of them we want quite central. A shopping centre might work really well actually. If we get like this 180. Uh, what if we do it like this and give it a little bit of space and then put the hospital in? Like that? That could work really well. I want that hospital, yeah, I want that hospital a bit further forward so it lines up, the back lines up. Like that, right? And then this is going to connect in roughly here, so if we do it like that, that looks pretty good to me. I realised I just interrupted the construction of that road in the middle, which is a bit frustrating. Oh well, that's fine. That's fine. We'll survive. Um, yeah, and then that now that we move that forward a bit, we can put a little footpath around the back, like here, and then yeah, connect everything up. I feel like this is not going to connect. Yeah, that's fine though, because we've got one right here. And cool, easy as that. And we'll probably want one of these along here. And that'll give us that to connect. And then there's space in here for a fairly large waste collection place, which is probably going to be needed because the hospital produces hazardous waste. So yeah, I guess we can connect this up as well. There we go. Little spider for you. Cool. What else do we want? Cinema? We don't. Yeah, we definitely can't a afford to do an amphitheater. Like it's the middle of June and it was only like 12 degrees there. That is just, yeah, yeah. We're fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, that'll do there. And then an indoor pool. Sure. Do I want an indoor pool? Do I want a sports hall? Sports hall? No, indoor pool fits in that space better. Which isn't the only kind of consideration I should be making here, but that's the one the one I'm gonna go for. And yeah, that's this tab done apart from the actual houses, which we're not doing yet. Then we've done the hospital. We want a fire station. Do we want a full size fire station, or do we just want a wee fire station? I think a wee fire station is going to be fine. And I think I was looking at this space. Like, can we put something in here and then a space for a monument? But I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, because we the thing I discovered in the my last attempt at this biome is that the um, the heating things that we're gonna have to put in these heat exchangers, like usually they have a really long range, but in the previous game I put one like here, and there was houses like here, and even though the heating plant was fully staffed, they weren't getting kept at a normal temperature. So we're going to have to put multiple of these all around the place with it, so that they're all within range, which means we're probably wanting to use some of this space for a heating exchanger. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. We shall see. We'll see. Um, yeah, cool. Okay, so this road's done. Let's just see what we're gonna do with this, because I think I want to do. What's going on there? It doesn't like that. If I do that, switch this off so it's like that, and then kind of like that. No. If I do that, I saw some green there. There. Yeah, no, I wasn't. I wasn't what I was looking to do, but yeah, if we just do it like that, that should be fine. And then that way, it won't like, especially buses going that way. In fact, you know what? I'm going to redo that whole thing. super exciting, super exciting stuff going on in this game. There we go. I think that looks a bit better, and it's smoother around to this way, which is where the majority of buses are going to be coming from. And then we'll leave this side until this is done. Cool. You know what? I'm going to redo it again. I'm going to. Yeah. Because I think if I do it like this, and then like that. There we go. Look at that. That's much better. It's kind of got a bit of a wiggle there, but in fact, I can probably make this curve now. Now that there's that little bit of extra space, I can probably do it like this. Yeah, look at that. That's what we're looking for. And then we can probably even just do something like this. Come on, you can definitely do that. There we go. And then we've just got that one node, and then we can probably do another curve around. In fact, this one's finished now as well, actually. So if we go like that, And you go like this. And make that really short. I'm holding shift so that it doesn't snap to this node, and that lets us make a really short one. Yeah, that's kind of doable. I think if we do it like this actually. Yeah, I know I'm getting way into the weeds here. Apologies if this isn't the exciting gameplay you were here to see, but like, yeah, there we go. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, cool. I'm happy with that. Now we just need to figure out if we can get a footpath connection across here. Yeah. Yeah. Kinda. Oh. No. Too sharp. Not. Wow. Okay. That didn't come out looking the way I wanted it to. 5 is my hotkey for gravel footpaths, in case you're wondering why I'm muttering 5 to myself. There we go. It doesn't look particularly pretty, but like maybe we can put some like decorative gravel under there to hide the ugliness. But it works. It's going to let people walk along here rather than having to cross the road and come back over, which would also have been a viable thing for them to do. And it leaves a space in here for a decent monument when we unlock there, and then a little space here for probably our starter monument, and a space here for like an electrical substation and water and sewage and whatever we want to put there. I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go along. So yeah. What else? I guess we just continue going along there, right? We want a school. This school's really fun. I like this school because it's long and thin. In fact, this would fit really well across here actually, because this is wider than I would usually do. Yeah, that works. Everything connected. You can just connect in like that for now. I've not decided whether I want a footpath right across here or not yet. It depends what we're going to build in this area and this area, whether that would actually be beneficial. But yeah, we'll see. What are you doing? Where are you going? uh, okay. Okay, I guess you just finished building it there, and you decided you were gonna drive from that end instead. Okay. Yeah, there's a few modded vehicles I've got that do weird stuff like that. I don't know what causes it. Yeah, the there's a couple of trucks that are like quite decent, but I avoid using them because of that. Like if we look at yeah, no, it doesn't matter. But there's a couple of trucks that do that, and I don't like it. So I avoid using them. But those bulldozers are just way too effective for me to ignore. So we're just gonna have to live with it. Hopefully it doesn't like crash the game or something. We'll come back to kindergartens once we've got our actual flats. I realised I didn't actually finish putting the fire station down. I can't even remember what I got distracted by, but I did get distracted. So let's just, if I chuck it here, no, I think if I chuck it here, there'll be enough space behind it for some sort of university, one of the small universities. And yeah, I'm going for the 4 parking spot one instead of the 2 parking spot one, because I figure that's probably just a safer option. And let's... Can we do this? Can we... don't snap. Go to here. Oh, he snapped anyway. The game thinks that's connected. Okay, let's not... Because the reason I don't want to just do it like that is because it's not going to give us a node for us to connect a footpath in. Yeah, so I want to cancel that. And I want to give it like that. And then connect it. But obviously in a way that actually works. So like that. There, okay. And then we've got a node right here, which we can connect that footpath to. Oh, put grid snapping back on. Connect that there. There, job done. And then yeah, what was I talking about here? University. So the small headquarters is usually my starter one, because I like to unlock distribution offices fairly quickly. But I found myself not needing distribution offices very often in my recent games, at least in the early game. So I'm thinking I might go for a technical university first instead, and like I'm not gonna say that my decision hasn't been influenced by the fact that it fits really well in this space, but it's not the only decision. And like at the end of the day, we're going to want both of those at some point anyway. So yeah, and what that lets us do is do this, and then we've got this, and I guess like that. That's not going to be able to connect to anything, but it gives our people a way to get around in different directions if they so desire. There we go. Everything connected everywhere. What's next? Crime buildings. I'm only going to go with a small police station. And probably... Maybe this can be like crime corner. Because we're probably going to put houses in here. And houses in here and here and here. Eventually. So as long as we make the houses on this side our starter ones, then that'll provide enough workers to come down this way, and we can put our... No, because I don't want... Yeah, we can put our prison here, so that they can come up this road to get there without going through the middle of the town. Okay, I like that. That should work. And we put this like here, give it a bit of queuing space, just in case we do anything weird with our supply for that. And then we can put a police station here. And we'll do the same so we can get that there, and then a small courthouse. Does this go in here? Yeah, cool, okay. That works. And then we can do the same again. Is that going to let us do it? No, it's not. Shift. I don't want it to connect. Stop trying to connect to the thing. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. It seems kind of over enthusiastic about connecting when I don't want it to. Yeah, I guess we interrupted that construction. So whoops. In fact, you know what? We'll just do that. I don't think we actually need... we're not going to build any service buildings down here. Maybe we'll build something that's like... that needs workers. But in that case, they can just walk up the road. It'll be fine. Maybe we'll just won't put any footpaths at all on this side of the crossroads. And what else? Is that everything as far as buildings go? I think so. We're not giving them a pub. We need a monument. I'll get one of these. I'll chuck it in here. Yeah, that works. Cool. And yeah, I feel like I mean, still got all the infrastructure stuff, but I feel like there's something we probably should have had in here. We're not going to bother with apologies. Yeah, we're not going to bother with a water treatment plant yet. In fact, actually, here's an idea. While we're doing it, we've got that construction office in the buses. Let's get doing these little bits because that they won't get done without with a mechanism. Uh, yeah, okay. Let's do all the infrastructure stuff. We want some. We want a couple of these. Um, yeah, we want multiple of these because otherwise it's gonna go. It's not going to be great. Um, there is also the option of these geothermal heating stations, which they don't produce pollution, so we could build them in town. They are significantly more expensive um, than are they? In fact, no, they're not. But they're significantly less effective, right? 36 gigajoules compared to 210. Um, so we need to build multiple of these, but we could put them in within walking range. So maybe that's a good idea. Maybe. Um, I don't know why there's. I guess I've got these modded ones which are like. What's that? They don't. Yeah, they're like small ones, but they produce only a little bit of pollution. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's kind of cheaty or like exploity. What's that? Heating plant, giant heating plant. Okay, let's have a look at these. Like we're gonna need multiple of them anyway, because we need to have that. Like I think they probably works out about them. If we build like three or four of them, it probably works out about the same price as. Yeah. In fact, you know what? No, we're just gonna go with the normal heating plant. We're gonna build it over here, um, and then we're gonna just do multiple lines. Yeah, we'll come back to the heating plant itself. We'll put heat exchangers. This would, yeah, probably want. Uh, you know what? I don't think our setup would work very well if we did it that way. I think we should need to put the flats in first. So I'm thinking just one, uh, two, three, four. I don't know why I turned those round. I had a plan, but it didn't really work. I didn't really, yeah. Uh, like one, two, three, four. That kind of works. That's like 880 people just in that one space. And then it gives us room for this, right? Uh, and that lines up really well. This one doesn't, but we do what we need to. Yeah, let's just delete a bit of this. And yeah, it's not pretty, but it works. It's like, yeah, that should be like my slogan or something. It's not pretty, but it works. Anyone who's seen the sort of stuff I build will know exactly exactly where I'm coming from on that. And yeah, you can all just be connected up to there. We're not going to build all of them straight away. Uh, probably we'll just build one of them to start with. Maybe one, maybe two. Um, Because yeah, these these things have a really high, like 1,200 work days, which is like 12 grand worth of labor from here, because the the foreign labor costs um, like nine rubles per workday. Yeah, so yeah, we'll leave them running and let the materials get delivered, and then we'll build two of them properly, but like leave the rest to be built only with our own workers. That's probably the best way to do things there. And yeah, do I want a cross? I don't think we need a cross thing here. There's nothing. There's. Um, I don't know what we're going to build in these areas. Probably just more flats, so we don't really need them to be able to walk down the middle of these, because everything is either this way or that way, and that should be good. Like, this is the furthest away, and it's okay. It's not within walking range. That's a yeah. Okay, right. I think that's easily fixed though. I think we can just build across here, build down here, and build here. And now it should be, yeah. Now it's within walking range. Now everything's within walking range of that, and that's good. What else do we want? Yeah, infrastructure. So let's go back to the heating plant thing, because I kind of want to see. Can we fit something in front of here? No, no, that would have been a really good place to put it as well. But yeah, I want one like here. That should hopefully be close enough for most of these. One there, probably one here, just to cover all these, and then one like. I'm gonna delete that police station and swap them around, because I'm not confident. Like my experience playing the game, my experience playing this biome before has kind of shaken my confidence. I don't know how hard you have to go with these in order to make it work. Um, yeah, so in fact, you know what? I think I've got an idea. I think we want to get rid of these. There's a cinema and the indoor pool, and I think we want to bring them down here so that they're within range of this or this. So let's grab the pool and chuck it here. And yeah, that should be good. Yeah, everything's within walking range. Yep. Yep. What else? This one. And this one. In fact, we'll go to here so we can connect that across the road. And then we just want, yeah, we don't need, where's this? Yeah, we don't need gravel footpaths to connect those, they can just be dirt. And yeah, okay, so I built three here. I'm not going to build three pipes. I'm going to build, I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to build two pipes. Am I going to build two pipes? I'm going to build an exchanger for sure. Not an exchanger, a pumping station. Um, yeah, I'm going to build 2 pumping stations. 3's a really awkward number. Maybe those should have been small ones. Yeah. So yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna put a small underground pipe like this, which is something I would really not advise most people to do. Um, it's not something that's really a good idea in a lot of situations. So using the small heating pipes um, into the large ones. In fact, I could have used the smaller heat exchangers, um, but I'm not entirely sure that that would work, and I want to have the option to redo it later on, so that way we can put the big heating plant. Because what I found in my last attempt was that uh, I had like one heating thing come across to the city into one heat exchanger, and it was fine. Like this, it wasn't capped out on production. The heating plant wasn't capped out on how much it could produce, and the heat exchangers were all full, but just it was only the distance between the heat exchanger and the actual buildings that was causing the problem. So I think this should work. I mean, I guess we're going to find out because I'm not redoing it now. But yeah, I get. I guess we can. Not a water well, not a substation. Yeah, I guess we can see how it goes. We don't need that to be underground anymore. And then we can just chuck one here. That should be in within range of everything, right? No, it's not. In fact, let's do waste first because I want to see if we can get one of these in here. Yeah, no chance. Let's get one of these instead. Can't build, bet you can. In fact, go like that. Come on. You can totally fit in there. No, it's not. It's not liking it. It's not liking it at all. Okay, I guess we're just gonna do it like that. That'll be fine. And the reason I wanted to do that is because now I'm pretty sure we can build that there in this space. Yeah, because now we've established that we don't need this space for the waste collection. We can just chuck that there, and then we can just chuck the sewage tank right next to it. And yeah, easy as that. That's all we're going to do for plumbing right now. I mean, we might want to build one next to the heating plant, but in fact, what we'll do is do it like that, and then this one can be medium, and this one can stay low priority, and then we've got that. Heating plant will eventually get done. Cool. It's done heating, done that. We only did a little bit of the waste collection, so we need to do the rest. And yeah, then that'll probably be. Oh, someone's beeping outside my house. I swear there's people around my bit that are like, when you get a dog and you take it goes to the park, and like it sees another dog and it's like, see a dog, bark at the dog, got to bark. I swear there's people around here that are like that, but what, like they see another car and they beep their horn. Yeah, but well, each to their own, I guess. Where does that one, does that go with the flats? Yeah, okay, that's cool. There we go. That should be fine. Maybe two. And yeah, we're now in September and it's already starting to get a bit frosty. It doesn't count as like, I think it starts snowing at the start of October, all the way through to like the second week of May. So like nearly half the entire year is snow time, and even when it's not snow time, we're already at like freezing temperatures. So heating's gonna be a whole thing. We'll just yeah, and we'll just get these little bits and pieces. I'll just try and keep up with these as we go. I think this one's long. Yeah, that's fine. This one needs workers. Cool. This one will need workers. Yep. What else? We're still doing waste. And I'm looking at the runtime. That's probably going to be the end of the episode because it's like we've been going for like an hour at this point. And yeah, I mean, I mean that's not too shabby. And like an entire city design, entire starter setup and city design. Why is that not? Oh, there's a thing underneath it. Hang on. Let's bring that back up again. No, it's not liking it. Okay. Yeah. So my little click there to bring that to level that out brought it down so that it conflicted with the pipe underneath. Which is a bit frustrating. But yeah, that should be. Does this one cover? I think this one will cover up here, but the game doesn't like to give you an estimate when it's. Yeah, cool. Okay, we'll do that. And I kind of regret where I put those now, because it would be good. In fact, let's get rid of these, because I want to put like two of these. Can I get two of these in here? Yeah, and that should cover like the first three of these, and then we can put like a couple here to cover the rest. That should work excellently. And yeah, this is a lot of collection points for waste, but because they're so far away from the road, like when it comes to collect, they'll pick up stuff from here, then they'll drive all the way back to the road, and they'll only replan when they get to there. Then they'll turn around and go back and do another collection. So having a few extra isn't necessarily that much of a problem. And also later on when we unlock the way to educate them so that they separate out their waste, having multiple will be a very good plan at that point. And yeah, I guess we need to put the water substations and the water and the sewage back in. We'll put that there and just like double check it covers everything. And sewage tank. I don't think that's not going to cover everything. Oh yeah, it covers everything easily. Get that squared up to the grid and then take it off the grid for the actual placement. And then that should connect in there. There you go. There we go. Cool. Okay. Oh yeah, we forgot electricity. Of course we did. I mean, one would cover all of this. We'll put one down here. It'll cover that heat pump. And then we'll put one up here that's just kind of generic for everything. I'm not a big fan of building only one substation in the city because things go on fire, and substations that are on fire don't work. And I quite like for my substations to be working if given the choice. So yeah, we're gonna, because we're gonna connect straight to here for one of these, and that's connected to nearly everything here. So that can do the heavy lifting. That's got 1.85 megawatts coming in there. And then we're going to build one of these, probably there. And we're going to build this to 2.35 megawatts, and then use this as a splitter to split out all the other stuff that's over here. So we'll put another underground wire from here to the other one we just built. And then we've got this other one that can go all the way over to our thingy-majig. You know what I mean, the thingy-majig. So yeah, that's there. We'll put this in there. Yeah. Oof. That's... Yeah, okay, that doesn't work. Let's put this on. So what... Right, okay, so this little hill, I guess it's going like down underwater and then it's straight lining it under that hill. So if we go up to here, that's only 5.7 tons of gravel. And that's only 10, so that's like 15 tons compared to the 90 that was shown when we went for a straight line. And the commensurate work days needed for that. So cool, okay. And then last thing, we'll do some waste and things here as well. Just that, and a water substation and a sewage substation. So no, you can do this. You can do it. There we go. Come on, you can do it. Ah, come on. Cancel. What if we do it like this? Connect it there. Will it give me a node? Yeah, there we go. There we go. That'll do it. And yeah, that's our heating plant. That's our entire starter setup. Pretty much done. Like maybe there's a few other things we probably want to sort out before we can actually invite citizens. Like we need a technical services and stuff like that. But yeah, let's just clean up some of these footpaths that are just little stubs. At least the ones that haven't already been constructed. We'll leave that one where it is. But yeah, we can. But yeah, I think for as far as construction, unless I've forgotten something, we're pretty much good to go. So what I'll do is, yeah, it's not bad for a little over an hour, the entire starter setup and the construction thing. So what I'll do is I'll let the game run, let all this construction get done. We're not going to build everything. We're gonna leave some of the stuff to be built only by our own workers instead of foreign labour. But I'll let the game run and we'll go from the point where all our stuff is built. All the stuff we're going to build is built. All the stuff we're going to build is built, and yeah, that'll be episode 2. We'll figure out what we're going to do as far as our starter industries, and hopefully that should be good. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.